welcome back to Build with the Boys. It's time for our weekly catch-up. It's been an interesting week working with a broken wrist, I don't mind telling you. But it's not stopped me, but it has significantly slowed me down when it comes to building models. So I'm sorry if a lot of the content on the channel has been a lot more talky, but I've got to... It is what it is. I've got to rest the wrist, because the one thing we did build was we finished our routemaster, and beautiful it's looking too, but it wasn't easy. It genuinely wasn't. I mean, my saving grace was the fact that there was nothing really strenuous on it. I had to, it was, the last pack is literally installing panels, that's it. So what I was able to do with, there are metal bars inside this thing, I was able to press the screwdriver against it and turn with this hand. I gave myself a blister on this thumb doing that, because I put like 150 screws in, but that's how I was able to do it. Because I just wanted to finish that bus, and gorgeous it is too. It is absolutely beautiful. And here's some pictures of the finished routemaster. It's a beautiful thing. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I will say this, of all the models I've built, all the models I'm currently building, it's up there with the best. Not just for the looks of it, but also I think that the major plus I'd give it is the construction of it. The design of the actual build is perfect, because it never feels like you're doing something for the sake of doing it. It never feels disconnected, or it builds up beautifully. So from the very start, where you're doing the front of the bus and you're doing the wheels and the axles, and then in the next pack you're doing the chassis, and then you move up and up and up and up, and it just builds up beautifully. I have very few parts that were kind of built and put in a box, very few. It all kind of what you got built up, and it built up into this gorgeous bus, and it was great, because I mean, again, which is unusual about this one for a vehicle model, is it wasn't a case of building the chassis and building the frame separate and then bringing them both together, which is what we do a lot of the time. And that's where it can be quite space consuming for some of these things. Like, I mean, at one point with the Ecto, we had the full length of the Ecto as the chassis, taking up that much space. And then next to it, we had the full length of the frame apart from it. So we've essentially got these two ginormous models until they become one. Routemaster doesn't do that. It just doesn't. I mean, for the majority of the time, it just builds up beautifully. It really does. I'm so happy with it. I think it's great. It really is a beautiful model. I'm so glad that Agora picked it up from Hachette when they'd finished with it, so I had the chance to do it, because I missed it on the original first run of Hachette. But that's me and Agora done for now. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'd like to do something else from Agora, but there's nothing leaping out at me, screaming to me, do this. But they are about to unveil what's under their mystery cloak. So possibly that could be something that I'll look into. They've got their mystery thing. They're sort of dropping some clues as to what it could be. They've shown a chrome grille at the moment. Now, if it's something British, I'd almost be leaning towards an MGB. I think that could possibly be it. The old sort of racing green with the wire wheels and whatnot. That could be nice. Unless they've already done that. I don't think they have. But an MG could be good. But I don't know. All I've seen is just that chrome grille. It could be anything. I mean, if it was, I don't think it will, so I'm not letting myself get excited. But if it was the Plymouth Fury, oh man, then yeah, take my money. Take all of my money. I really want to build a Plymouth Fury. The Christine Plymouth Fury is kind of, that's really high on my list of things I'd like to build, because it's just, the Plymouth Fury is an absolute bitch. It's a car that's kind of got that that look of a Cadillac, but it was a pure muscle car. It was speed, but it's got that kind of elegance of a Cadillac to it. But it was a fast car, nasty car, and yeah, if I could do a Plymouth Fury, if it's a Plymouth Fury they've got, I don't think it is. I'm not letting myself get excited about it. But if it was a Plymouth Fury, yeah, I'm in. I'm all in. The other thing Agora have launched is Agora Collections. So we've only ever done them as Agora models, but they have, for the first time, branched into the collectibles. So they've got Agora Collections, and they have the Ferrari collection coming up, and here's some pictures of them. find that a little bit of an odd one. I do and I don't, right? I know that Ferrari fans and Ferrari collectors out there are all over this stuff, because, I mean, if you fall into the, 95% of people on the planet that can't afford to own, run, and store a Ferrari, you know, you get what you can. So, little collectible Ferraris, I can definitely see people going for. I do find it odd that it's all just Ferrari. Because there's been a couple of these collections. I mean, when Eagle Moss used to do the figurines and Fan Home do figurines, there's been some collections where I've just found weird. Like, the Street Fighter one they're doing over at Fan Home. It makes perfect sense to me. I'm like, yeah, if you're in Street Fighter and all the characters, and yeah, that makes sense. You get a different character every time. Star Wars collections make sense to me. The ones that never made sense to me, I'm like, that's just a bit weird, there was a Deadpool figure collection. I'm like, so it's just figures of Deadpool? And it was like, yeah, it's just Deadpool in different outfits. I'm like, that's a bit weird. And the Batmobile collection. Now, I know the Batmobiles are wildly different. I mean, you know, the Batmobile never looks the same twice in any two movies, shows, comic books, video games. There's been so many different versions of the Batmobile that I can kind of see that. But I mean, again, you've got to really like the Batmobile to want every single Batmobile that ever existed. And even in that collection, it wasn't just Batmobiles. There were other things. So the Batwing was in there, the Tumbler was in there, but then also the Tumbler in the different colorway. They had Joker's car. They had all kinds of things. I've got a bunch of those Batmobiles, because anybody that ever got a Z box from Zavvi or a mystery box from Zavvi either has a Batmobile or a Star Trek ship, because they just started throwing them in there, and I ended up with a bunch of them. So I've got like the Batwing, I've got the animated series Batmobile from the Batman. I've got an odd Batmobile. I've got just like a blue car. It's like Bruce Wayne's car, but it's a Batmobile. So I kind of get that. But when it's limited to just one car or one type, I think you're limited in range. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of Ferraris, but you can get this from Agora, and it is going to be £100 a month. I know, right? So it's £100 a month, and you get 4 a month, which means you're paying 25 quid a Ferrari. Now, I don't know if that is or isn't overpriced. Don't know. I've not seen one, so I can't tell what the quality is like. So I can't tell you if, no, that's on the money. You know, that's good. That's 25 quid's fair for these. Or if I'd look at them and go, you shouldn't be paying more than 15 quid or a tenner for these. I don't know. I haven't seen them, so I couldn't comment. I would imagine Agora. I don't question Agora's quality, and I don't question their customer service. So I don't think they try and dupe you with kind of a model that sucks. I think anything that comes from Agora is going to be quality, is going to be good. So if you're into Ferrari, it's definitely worth looking into. It's definitely worth looking into if it's for you. It's not for me. I don't have that affection for Ferraris. I never have had. But if you are, definitely worth checking out. It's a really nice collection. And whilst you're over there, take a look. You never know, they might have pulled the cloak off of what they're hiding. Other things we have on the channel this week. So we had, I get a lot of emails from people, like a lot of emails, and I love receiving your emails. I do. Can you hear that rain? Jesus. I love receiving your emails. I do. I read all of them, and as I said, I will always get back to you, and I do always get back to you. But a question that I get asked a lot, like a hell of a lot, is what would you like to build, and also, have you heard anything about a Johnny 5? And I've addressed this, I think, like twice before on the channel, but there's so much to discuss with Johnny 5. I made a video about it. I mean, whilst I'm kind of up on blocks, I thought, well, now's the perfect time to make the Johnny 5 retrospective. So that's up on the channel. You can go and find out everything I know about Johnny 5 and kind of why I think we haven't seen one. And there's a lot that goes against it. But as I've said, I had some people, no, I know people, there are some people that fondly remember that movie. I do, and it's certainly not me trying to dash your dreams, just why I think you haven't seen one and why you might not see one. And that's what it is. But it gives you a lot of background into the movie and kind of how our perception of it is slightly different from the reality of it. And it's worth swinging by and checking out. The other thing we did an update on the International Men's Day that we had the video for. Again, just to say to everybody, you know, you're not alone. I had a lot of people message me about that video. A lot of support for that video, which was good. That's nice. And you're not alone. You're not. Okay, so talk, reach out to somebody, reach out to anybody. You can contact us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com. Whatever you need to do, but you're not alone on that one. So so hang in there, man. Hang in there. What have we got coming up? Well, Titanic has shipped, no pun intended, and it is on its way. And I know we are doing the electrics for the engines in this one, so we are kind of finishing off the engines. So the next 4 that we do are all engine. There's a little bit of hull, sort of, but it's engine and electrics. So in the next 4, that's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be putting in the turbine. We're going to fit that into place. We are going to wire it and we're going to test it. So you will get to see it running. Now, it works on a USB cable. So you will need a laptop or a phone charger or something to power it. Your batteries ain't going to make this work. Which makes me wonder how we're going to power it. I think I'd addressed this before. It would suggest to me that we're either charging this thing or it's going to be D batteries. But that has shipped, and that should hopefully be here within the next 7 days. Hopefully before we have another catch up. Disney Crochet has shipped. I can't crochet. I mean, I can barely model. I definitely can't crochet. But I am still doing it. It just means I'm going to have an absolute ton of crochet to get through between this coming off and Christmas. And I will get through all of it. I will catch up. I will get back to where we need to be, so I can join you all on the journey, and you can help me out if you've already gone ahead. If you've been the Yuri Gagarin of these crochet squares, it'd be good to know where the pitfalls were, what to look out for. So if you are one of the crocheters, let me know, because that'd be good. Disney Doll's House should be here possibly next week. Possibly. No, it should be. It should be here next week. So Disney Doll's House will be here next week, and we are moving up. We are carrying on with Winnie the Pooh's Garden, which is quite a hefty build. And there's a lot to do with that one. But that'll be nice as well. And we get another character for the house. We're getting Donald Duck for the house. And some other lovely bits and pieces as well. So that'll be nice. And that will probably be the last one this side of Christmas. I can't see us getting another Disney Doll's House in this side of Christmas. We might get one just after Christmas. But then we've also got a postal strike as well. So postal strikes are kicking in November 29th, 30th, 1st of December, 2nd of December at the moment. It seems that that's reared its head again, which I find bizarre, because the last strikes didn't get you what you wanted. What makes you think these ones will? I just find it an odd standpoint on both sides, because a resolution clearly hasn't been made. Strikes weren't effective last time. They won't be effective this time. I don't quite see where the connect is, but that's what's happening. So Christmas postage is going to be rough. So I realistically, I think we're going to see one more pack of Doll's House this side of Christmas, and then maybe the week after Christmas we'll see another, but I'm not holding my breath. Titanic's different. I think we are going to get a second Titanic in before Christmas. So I think we're going to get up to 44, and I'm expecting that to arrive here around about the 23rd or 24th. Might be a push, but we might get another pack of Titanic in this side of Christmas, which would be nice, because then we've moved away from the engine and we are moving back up to superstructure and hull, because we're installing the second anchor into the bow. We've got some signal lights that are going into the superstructure. It'd be good. Be nice. It'd be good to see that. So that would be good. If we could do one more of those before Christmas, that would be excellent. R2D2. Still haven't done it. And I've just been told another 4 will come, which takes up to 20 we haven't done. Not good enough. Just isn't. So we do need to do it, and we will get it done. We will get it done. In fact, I'm going to do it when Jack's home today. We're going to start on it. I think 16's too much to do in one video, so we might split that into 2 videos of 8 and just try and burn through them. But we need to get that done. I need the space in my room as well. So I mean, if I can reduce all of these R2D2 packs down into just an R2D2 model, that'd be a good thing. We've got other things coming up on the channel as well. We've got the RP Minis, which I've already shown you the Harry Potter one. I've got it here. So this was our Harry Potter magical wreath with a wand here, which we like so. And we extinguish with the wand. I've got more of those, so I've got more Christmas themed ones coming up, but we're waiting for Christmas to do those. because again, I have said we will remain Christmas free until the 1st of December, and then all bets are off. We'll go full Christmas at that point. But we're going Christmas in a way where if you love Christmas, we've got you. If you don't like Christmas, we got you as well. So we have a feature called Christmas Movies for people who don't like Christmas, where each week we will be suggesting a movie to watch. And they're all readily available. So every movie that's been suggested, it's not like you're going to have to go, you know, hunt one of these down somewhere. You can get them quite easily. You just might not have seen them. Or you might want something where you go, well, this is a Christmas movie. You know, it's just not, you know, an animated thing battling to save Christmas, or Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell. It's darker Christmas fare. But tune in for those, because again, they're not all horror films. There's a horror film in there, but they're not all horror films. There's comedies in there. There's action movies in there that are definitely Christmas themed, but they're not the obvious ones either. So it's not Die Hard or Gremlins or anything like that. These are movies you might not have seen, but are definitely worth checking out, and are definitely Christmas. It's not tenuous. It's not like it's kind of a Christmas movie. Like Lethal Weapon 2 is a Christmas movie, kind of, but that's tenuous. These aren't. These genuinely are Christmas-based movies, just darker Christmas-based movies. That doesn't mean I hate Christmas movies. I just love movies in general. So if a movie comes out, I'm all over it. I'm very much looking forward to going and see Violent Night. If you haven't seen Violent Night advertised yet, it's David Harbour from Stranger Things playing Santa Claus, and it's essentially Die Hard with Santa Claus, where he arrives to deliver presents to a home, and a group of thugs have took the family hostage, and he fights back against them. It's as ridiculous as it sounds. It's released on the 2nd of December, and I will be buying a ticket to go and see it, because that sounds right up my street, so I'd very much like to see that. But if you haven't seen the trailer for Violent Night yet, Google it, YouTube search it, and check out the trailer, because it's funny stuff. It really is. Other things we have got coming up. We have got our third Row Life book nook. So we've done 2 of the nooks. If I just slightly angle you this way, you can see just here and here, we've got Time Machine and Magic House book nooks. So we've done those 2. There are 2 more in the set. There are the Sakura Blossoms and the Sunshine Town. We've got Sunshine Town coming. So they've been very popular. The videos of the book nooks have been very popular. I didn't realise that you know, nooking was quite the hobby it is, but we will have Sunshine Town coming up, because again, when something relevant happens in my life, or a change happens in my life, I buy a model to represent it, and that is happening. I won't go into what, but it's relevant. It's good. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it's yeah, it's the model that will represent that. So we will be doing that. That's due to arrive tomorrow. If it arrives tomorrow, I'm building it tomorrow. I like to do the Roker and Robot Time models in one sitting. I like to just sit and get it done, and they're so zen, man. I mean, honestly, when I get into them, I don't realise the time. I mean, I've been sat here and it's been 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't realised, because I've just got into the zone, and I've done, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours on one, and it's just blissful, man. For me, it's like swimming in chocolate. It's just the best, you know. It's yeah, I love them. So I will have one on, and I'll go into more detail on this one about the wiring, because the one comment I get more than anything on Roker Robot Time Row Life models is people that struggle with the lighting, because typically these things don't come assembled. Like with the part work where you've got plug and play lights, these aren't those. These are literally got to thread the wires together yourself. It's not hard, but if you don't know how to do it, it probably is. You're going to think, I don't know how to do this, but I will go into more detail about how to do the wires, because I didn't on the other 2. I just kind of went, I've done my wires. And then other people, I can't get the lights to work, so I'll show you what I do to get the lights to work. But this will be a nice one. It's a very busy book nook. There's a lot going on with it. It's not got like a magical theme to it. The other ones do. So Magic House definitely is very Harry Potter inspired. It really is. And even Time Machine. Time Machine isn't. I wouldn't say it is a Harry Potter thing, but it does have a red steam train in it, which a lot of people have then immediately linked to the Hogwarts Express and platform 9 3/4. It isn't. It's just a train station. But if you wanted it to be a Harry Potter train station, well, then it can be, can it? But they are beautiful things. The videos of those are up on the channel as well. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go and check out the Time Machine video and also the Magic House video, which yeah, show me building them and show kind of the details and a rundown of what they look like. But they are lovely models. They're really nice. They're a lot of fun. They're not particularly expensive. I mean, again, the Black Friday deals on Amazon at the moment spread across the board, so a lot of these things are on offer. I mean, I've just got about 14 quid off of the price of the latest book nook, which is part of the reason I pulled the trigger on it. So go and check those out. Be careful of Black Friday deals. I know I'm probably teaching Granny to suck eggs here, but just because someone says it's a Black Friday deal doesn't mean it is. On Amazon, you can see what the lowest price something sold for before, and you'll find a lot of the time the Black Friday price is just the price it normally is. So don't be suckered into pulling the trigger on something because you think it's cheap, because chances are it ain't. It might actually cost more on Black Friday than it does on a normal day. And Black Friday in the UK is weird anyway. So for some background on Black Friday, if you're not sure where it came from, Black Friday is an American thing. And typically what it is on the last Thursday in November. So that will be tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving. And typically that involves everyone being off work for a long weekend. So often Thursday through to Monday. So retail companies capitalized on this. It signifies the start of Christmas. Thanksgiving. The end of Thanksgiving is the start of Christmas in America. It's the holiday season. So they figured out that everyone is off work. You're all off work and you want something to do. So they did Black Friday. That was the Friday after Thanksgiving. Everyone's off work. They can all come to the mall and blow their money and fight each other for, 10% off a television. And it makes perfect sense. If you've got an entire nation off work, yeah, slash your prices. Christmas is coming. Come to the sales. Makes perfect sense. In the UK, no sense at all, because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and we're just all at work. So Black Friday in the UK is the same day as it is in America. It's this Friday coming, but we're all at work. We're all working. So if you've got money to blow in a store, chances are you're at work that day. So it makes no sense. It makes zero sense at all. But it's a marketing thing they've done over here, and it's kind of, I mean, again, without trying to sound too judgy, vulgar. I mean, that's the way it is. I think it's the epitome of consumerism, because again, it is the time when people will fight outside of a store because they want 40 quid off a Polaroid 32-inch smart TV. By the way, Polaroid don't make televisions. So they've just used the name to sell you a crap TV at a price it normally is anyway. They just upped the price a month before, so it looked like they then dropped it come Black Friday. And it's just vulgar. Black Friday's vulgar. If you can snag yourself a deal on Amazon or something, fine. But if you'll go in, mob-handed to a store to maybe fight someone, no, it's just gross. So yeah, don't be those people. Just don't. But that's all from me. There will be one more catch-up before December starts. That will be next Wednesday the 30th. And then after that, we are full Christmas on building with the boys. So be aware of that, that we are going to go fairy lights and tinsel. But it's the time of the year, man. We got to do it. We got to do it. But again, we will cater to both. We will cater to the people that are woohoo Christmas, and we'll be catering to the bar humbugs of the world as well, because I kind of sit in the middle. For me, I love Christmas, but at the same time, there are massive parts of Christmas I can't stand. So I'm firmly in the middle. I'm very diehard, I'm not Alf. I'm diehard. That's where I am. But that's all from us. We have got, as I said, a lot coming up on the channel, and we will be upping the content through December. Because again, I know it's a lonely month for a lot of people. So if we can swing by and spend 20 minutes with you, we will. So I'm going to put more on the channel so you can do that. Again, I apologize for the amount of talky videos, but I need to do something to keep sane, and I can't be cranking the wrench at the moment, man. I just can't. But stick with me, and we will return to business as normal, I promise you. And that's all for this one. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. We're scarily close to our 1,000. We'd love that to get there before Christmas. If we don't, we don't. But it would be great if we could. I think we're only about 15 away from hitting that target. be amazing if we could get there. So if you are a regular viewer and you haven't hit the sub button yet, we'll be asking you to hit the sub button, call it a Christmas present. Yeah, so that's all from me. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice, and I will catch you on the next one.